What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video game and PlayStation podcast. This is We Are One, You Are Two, a video game podcast. This is episode 9. I am your host, as always, Rob Fanzo, joined once again and always by my co-host, formerly known as Mr. Rocket League aficionado, now known as Monster Hunter Whore, Matt Rhodes.
Ain't that the truth? Oh my gosh, this game. Hey-o, how you doing?
Matt, we got a pretty good show lined up for listeners this week. We're recording a day early, and we're doing it because we are a PlayStation podcast. Yeah. And today we heard some big news. There has been some rumors about PlayStation's PS Plus games this week. And so we're going to talk about those because they got revealed today. Sony said it would be among, or not actually Sony, but a journalist who had seen them from Spain mentioned that this might be the best PS Plus month since they started it back during the PS3 era. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about a little bit of news as well regarding some other stuff that happened this week. We're going to look at the PS drop and see what came out this week. Not a whole lot, but we'll talk about it anyway and go from there. So just a few biffs, or before I forget here, I played with the logo one more time, and so it's finally where I want it to be. I got some great suggestions from people. Sure? Oh, I'm positive. I'm 100% positive this time. And so I'm, can really make something fancy, but I like what it is. I got some suggestions from people in groups that I belong to on Facebook, so we took care of that. Also, I put our Let's Play of Monster Hunter World up on YouTube this week, so it's on our YouTube channel, We Are One, You Are Two. Just search for us that way. Matt and I are going to do another Let's Play. I think we might do some more Monster Hunter here.
Yeah, we'll do another one now that I have 70 hours into that game already.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that too here in a moment. If you like what you hear today, you can find us on Google Play, although they're still waiting to approve my podcast, and it was taking them so long. I sent it in Monday. Still waiting on it. iTunes, Stitcher, Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, pretty much every podcasting service that I can come across. If there's one I'm not on and you want to hear us on that, write us in at gmail.com, the We Are One, You Are Two address, and let us know. Again, we try to post this every Monday by 6 p.m. Earlier some weeks. This episode I'm hoping to get out before the weekend. We'll see if we do or don't. That's not a problem. If not, it'll definitely be there Sunday for y'all. But we try to be consistent. So this is, I actually snuck this in. This is a one-time segment before we talk about what we've been playing called Rob Was Right. And this is because Matt told us last week that on the podcast we had not earned the trophy Into the Deep with Monster Hunter World. I looked it up, and we have. Oh. Boom. That was me dropping my mic. We have earned that. So
unlike last week, which was edited out when I actually dropped my mic and it sounded like I fell down the stairs.
Between that and the ambulance, we'll try to be more professional.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk about what we've been playing. Why don't you tell me what you've been playing? Although I think we can probably guess it.
Rocket League. All day today I have been whoring it up in the Monster Hunter world. Oh my gosh, dude! I have to say that. So last night, there was the drop for the Aloy armor, and also, did you know that she also has a bow?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't find that out till midday. So you actually have to earn a couple more things if you want to get that bow and upgrade it fully. You basically need like more of those, like what are they called, proving trophies or whatever.
Okay, right.
Or brave or whatever they are. Anyways, but yeah, I was playing it after we had stopped last night, and it was just so much fun just doing those SOS calls. Just going and just jumping into people's games and helping them out. It was like crack, man. Like, 'cause you just go in. I mean, a lot of them, because it was the main event last night, it was super easy to find, and like there was a bunch of them every time. Mm-hmm. But if you go into flares like normally, like I did today, it's not necessarily there very long, because people jump in on those pretty quickly, actually, and they fill up rather quickly. you know, unless it's like some kind of weird, obscure monster that no one really cares about or wants. But you can do like a no preference thing, and a bunch will come up. But, you know, it's kind of fun trying to like click on the things that you want real quick before anybody else gets there. So there's that kind of like excitement added to it. Like, oh, am I going to get this, or is someone going to beat me to it? And then, you know, there's the fun part of like helping people out and, you know, just running in and just hacking away at a monster for a while. And then on top of that, you have what everyone else is dressed as, or what everyone else is using as far as weapons and armor and all that stuff. So it's really cool to see like all these different weapons like firsthand. Like, you know, like I've stuck to a very specific weapon. You are the same in that sense. We have pretty much stuck to the insect glaives. But it's really cool to see like all the different weapon designs and like what people, like what the developers themselves have done with the way the weapons look and that sort of thing. And then of course how they work out on the monsters themselves. So it's been really pretty cool.
Yeah, and I've, you know, obviously I've been playing a lot of that with you when I can, and I'm pretty stoked about that. And what's nice about that is that lasts till March 15th, and so you and I, you've already got the Aloy costume. I'm not that far off, I think, personally, based off what you were saying. I might have a few left, but that's definitely a nice kind of mission that you can farm, and so I'm excited about that. I've been playing that as well, and then the other two things I've been playing is Pinstripe. I'm still working on that very slowly. I'm really enjoying the story, but man, sometimes I just have no idea what I'm supposed to be solving or doing. And the guy has an official, the company has an actual walkthrough on their website, so that I guess you can just enjoy it and not be frustrated. And I would be lying if I said I didn't look at that at least one or two times, because I had no idea what I was supposed to do in an area. Yeah. And then I've also been playing Deadbolt on Vita, which I talked about that with the Grim Reaper last week. I was beating my brains out with this level today, just dying repeatedly this morning at like 6:30 in the morning. And what made me laugh was the game gives you little tips if you die on a level repeatedly. Yeah. And this tip was, don't rush yourself. You may make mistakes because you're frustrated. I was like, this is some, tracking kind of mentality, ESP type thing. It was kind of bizarre, but funny. They know. I know, they do know. It was kind of creepy.
You were tilting.
I was, to use the Rocket League term, right? I was tilting.
Yeah, exactly.
And I did play a little bit with you too, which that was the first time I touched that in over a week. Yeah. But I'm still eager to get back to Persona 5 and Neo and all those. I was talking to somebody on Twitter last night about Neo, trying to convince them to buy it because it's on sale this week. This is PS-N, right? The PlayStation-News. This is where we cover the news of PlayStation, sometimes the world beyond it, for the past week. And we've got... How many items did I list this week? I believe I listed about 11. That sounds about right. And then 12 will actually our dozen there will lead us into our topic for the day. So this first one, speaking of Monster Hunter, so this ties in nicely with us. This is I got from Kotaku. It was 1 month after Monster Hunter was released, and it did sell 6 million copies. But here's the big things that they took away. It's the fastest selling game in Capcom's entire history. And so you think about, they made all those Street Fighter games, all those Mega Man games, everything. This is the fastest selling game ever. Yeah. Nuts. It is nuts. There's been a steady flow of event quests, and there's actually a Monster Hunter World website that lists, I went through, looked at this, it lists all the events, when they're happening, if they're in an arena or what forest they're in, and it tells you all kinds of information about them. Ryu from Street Fighter is, they call that armor brilliant and ridiculous, because you can now literally punch dragons to death if you have the dual blades. So I really want to get a Street Fighter save file just for that reason.
I know, that's the one thing I'm mad about myself that I just thought of now. Like, I should have just rented it from GameFly before I canceled my subscription just to get that save file.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I can't. I mean, where else am I going to get it without buying the stupid thing?
Right. Then also, Monster Hunter is not coming to Switch. Apparently, it's going to be a little too difficult to actually take care of that. And so that was talked about this past week as well, or this past month. Also, what else did they mention? Let's see. Scrolling down here. People have been recreating the canteen meat feasts in real life, which is amazing and delicious looking.
That's nuts.
I know. There was also a thing where people were upset about. Well, actually, before I get to that, there's a thing talking about medieval bestiaries, and apparently a lot of Monster Hunter's design inspiration came from that. And so that's kind of cool too. And then on top of that, the only other thing I think I wanted to mention, I think I told you about this, is people were pretty irritated by the fact that people were spamming or striking people.
Yeah.
When they were trying to carve.
So they couldn't carve, yeah.
And so they were pretty PO'd about that because, I mean, then you lose out on all that stuff, especially if you killed the monster. But what I find interesting about that is if they're part of your party or whatever, you can just boot them, right? Or if they've joined your quest, I think you can actually just boot them. I read that somewhere.
Huh.
So anyway, that's been an issue. And then the last thing, I guess, with this story that I'll mention real quick is just that, where was it here? Oh, duh.
Real quick, the easiest way to thwart that, capture the monster. Yeah. Don't kill it.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? If you just capture it, you're golden.
Plus, you get so much more stuff anyways.
Right. Oh, the other thing that they mentioned was that there's an Adopt a Hunter website that has gone up as well. And so I thought that was all just really interesting stuff that Kotaku mentioned in that story. Second news story. I found this personally amusing as a high school teacher myself. There was a high school teacher named Mike McRae who knows a ton about chemistry and absolutely nothing about Fortnite. And so he bet his students at a high school in Ohio that if they received 6,700 retweets on a tweet asking for a topic switch from it being about chemistry to being about Fortnite, that he would change their exam to being about Fortnite. And so they got that easily.
Of course. He actually, what was funny is he knows nothing about Twitter. He originally told them 11.235. And they're like, no, pick a nice even number, right? Pick a whole number. And which I thought was funny. 11 was funny because how easy would that be, right? Yeah, what?
And so he actually, he was like, fine.
He should have done 11,235.
Yeah, that's what he should have done. Well, 6,700, apparently they crushed it anyway.
Well, of course.
And so for them, that works out because now they get a final exam about Fortnite. Go figure. Number 3, this is via Lucy O'Brien. You enjoy that?
Yeah, it's just so ridiculous.
It is.
What? And he knows absolutely nothing about it. So, how short is that exam going to be?
I know. I do wonder, right? He's going to have to, search stuff about it. I don't know how that's going to work, but whatever.
Yeah.
So this number 3 is via IGN. It's Lucy O'Brien. It's just that Metal Gear Survive. I thought this was kind of crazy. I don't know if you saw this. Supposedly, lambasts and attacks Survive's director and producer and mourns the loss of Kojima. Because right after you're prompted to enter your name, I'm just going to read some of this. This is quoting from them. Right after you're prompted to enter your name at the beginning of the Survive campaign, you'll see it added to a clipboard among a group of other military code names. People on Reddit and Twitter notice that if you take the first letter of each of the last names on that page, it spells out KJP Forever, which could be interpreted as Kojima Productions Forever. And then the 2 names right underneath that anagram there are Bastard Yoda and Cunning Yuji. And those are the first names of the directors, Yoda, I'm not even going to try that last name, and producer Yuji Kurokado. And both are listed as AWOL. And then it goes on to say that if you look at the last names of Iron Marlin and Dyer Gibbon, you get MG or Metal Gear, and they're listed as KIA or Killed in Action. And so there's this whole theory that, the guys programming it are taking a shot at Konami and mourning the loss of Hideo Kojima's exile from the company.
Yeah.
So whatever. Although, in other news, Metal Gear Survive made history as being even worse of an idea than EA games. Did you hear about this with the save slot?
No.
If you want to change your character and start a new save slot for your character, it'll cost you $10.
What?
If you don't want to delete your existing character.
That is absurd.
Yeah. And so I thought that was funny. Number 4, that we talked about this, you and I individually earlier in the week. I just want to mention it real quick. WWE items are coming to Rocket League throughout the year. They didn't say what. They're official partner of WrestleMania this year. And so I imagine they'll announce something then.
That's nuts that they've become so big that they're like an official partner of WrestleMania. Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest wrestling event of the year, you know?
Absolutely. Kudos to them. Kudos
for sure. Yeah.
Number 5, I'm excited about. Moving along. IGN notes, and I saw this on several sites, Push Square, a couple other ones as well. They talked to the directors of Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
They made The Witcher 3. They said that game is more ambitious in scope and size than The Witcher.
What?
And so they said that it will be more RPG-like. It will be bigger. It will have more quests. It will be more ambitious than Witcher 3.
That is insane.
Yeah, because I sunk 240 hours into The Witcher.
240? Good Lord.
To platinum it, yep, 240. And that's not including the DLC that I started, too.
That's nuts.
That is nuts. But I'm excited because Cyberpunk is my genre, and so bring it. Number 6, this is also via IGN. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is now part of Play Anywhere program. This is through the Microsoft Store. You know, you can play on Xbox, but also play it on PC. It's also, interestingly enough, with that announcement, had a price drop from $59 to $39.99. So that's cool. Number 7, I put on here for you, and that is that Push Square. I saw this article, Assassin's Creed Origins, Curse of the Pharaoh expansion is getting a release date. And apparently, I didn't read much about it, but apparently that DLC sounds insane.
To go along with that, I believe the... what the heck? What's the mode where you can just... Oh, Discovery mode.
Yes.
I believe that's already out.
I believe you were correct. So that's exciting, too. Number 8, media score aggregate site Metacritic has unveiled some new statistics this week, and they've revealed the publishers that performed the best in 2017, and the winner was, according to them, Bethesda. Bethesda. Thank you, man. It's not Thursday.
I don't know why you always have trouble with that word.
I don't either, because I know how to say it. That's the shameful part. Like when I had discussions about that, I know how to say it. So go figure. But anyway, they were apparently out on top. They averaged a Metascore of 79.9 across all of its titles. And so I had the list here. They're in first. Nintendo's in second with 78. And let's see, Nintendo's in third. Nintendo's second. Sega's third. Activision is fourth. Capcom is fifth. Ubisoft is sixth. Sony is seventh. Square Enix is eighth. Bandai Namco is 73 with their Metacritic score, putting them in ninth place. And then Tecmo Games and NIS America round out 10 and 11. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Telltale at 12, right?
Oh, yeah, then Telltale at 12, yeah. Can't forget my Telltale. But anyway, so I thought that was an interesting list. And I thought what was really interesting about that is Sony's right in the middle, right? And had the newest IP, or new IP for 2017 in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
And so that's the highest rated new IP, which I guess helps put them in the middle there. But I thought that was an interesting article, came across that as well. Number 9 just happened last night. Yesterday, I was waiting for this demo because I've never played one, and we talked about this a few weeks ago on the podcast. Yakuza 6 demo was supposed to be out yesterday, and I wanted to download it. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, when people started downloading it, they noticed that the file was over 30 gigs, And so they started playing it, and where they were told the demo was supposed to end, it did not. And they started earning trophies because Sega accidentally released the entire Yakuza 6 game for free.
Man. So what are they doing to those people that got it for free?
I don't know. I read that on Kotaku earlier today, and then they said they reached out to them and they hadn't heard back yet. So I imagine what they'll probably do is probably block their progress somehow. They probably won't do anything additional. They'll probably just send out a patch. But I was thinking if you just play it offline.
Yeah.
So they might even I have no idea. I'll be curious to see how that unfolds. We'll have to follow up on that.
That's crazy.
Number 10, just a brief thing that hinted at Spyro the Dragon remaster. Activision was going through some of their IP stuff and conference calls and mentioned that they had planned to release more remasters in 2018 later this year. And so they wanted to work with what they called already established IPs. And a lot of people take that as a Spyro the Dragon remaster.
Nice.
Number 11 ties into our loot box conversation we had a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. This is Jordan Ullman from, I believe IGN wrote this as well. I'll just briefly mention that basically what ESRB has decided, the Entertainment Software Rating Board has decided, is they're going to label the games physically with a little thing on the back that says, warning, this game includes in-game purchases. And so this label will be present wherever those games can be downloaded too. And so a lot of people kind of went, well, that's not enough. However, I thought that the president, Patricia Vance, had a really good statement where she basically said, look, we're not doing this for the gamers who know. We're doing this for parents so they'll know when a game contains offers for players, whether it's DLC, whether it's loot boxes, things like that. Because what I read additionally on top of that and heard additionally on top of that is that most of the people they talked to, most of the parents that they interviewed, knew what a loot box was, but didn't actually know what it was. They had heard the term, right? And then another half of parents didn't even know what that was. And so I thought that was really telling. And I think that's a good step in the right direction. Because if you're an informed gamer already, you know about loot boxes. But if you're a parent, you have no idea. And so just to see in-game purchases, you're going to go, oh, well, do I want to buy this for my kid if there's a chance he can spend money in the game? Right, and exactly. That might force you to become more educated.
Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. The last time I had on here, number 12, actually leads us into our topic. So let's end the news here. It is time for the talk. Hey, this is a segment where we talk about in depth about subjects of interest for the week or from you, the listener. You and I held off. I wanted to record yesterday. You said, hold on, wait a minute. Sony's got a big announcement. This is item number 12 tying into that. They're going to announce PS Plus games for March. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, there was a Spanish vlogger, video logger, who apparently toured Sony Europe or something like that. And they gave him a peek. And he said these were going to be the best games since PS Plus launched on PS3. And so I had thought to myself,
pretty bold prediction.
I know. I thought, let's make some bold predictions. And so I actually made categories. I was just screwing around today because the announcement came out earlier than I thought it would, but I was doing this early this morning. And I was going to have you make predictions if you really, really wanted to. But some of the predictions, my bold prediction was, Grand Theft Auto is unstoppable, GTA 5. What if they just made it free for everyone?
Right? Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty bold prediction. I think if they're going to do that, it would make more sense to do that around the Red Dead Redemption 2 release.
Yes.
Just to be like, hey, don't forget about GTA 5. Even though we know you're going to be, playing the hell out of, Red Dead.
Yeah. So I thought, that was just my bold prediction. And then naturally, I went with the safe prediction. And I thought, well, you know what? And actually, I guess it's kind of bold in itself. What if they did Horizon Zero Dawn? Because Sony likes to release their own party titles, Yeah. They're exclusives, which I wasn't off now that when we can talk about what they did announce today. But I thought, what if the safe prediction was it was a PlayStation exclusive game? Right? It makes sense for them. I would have been disappointed if it was Call of Duty. Goodwill. My Goodwill prediction was Battlefront 2, since EA screwed everything up with that. And then my Everywhere But America prediction was FIFA 18, since FIFA 19 is probably going to be announced in the next couple of months anyway.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so those were my predictions. I don't know if you had any that you were thinking about this morning before.
I honestly thought it was going to be Far Cry 4.
Okay.
Because you get what? You get 3 with the game, right?
Right.
You get Far Cry 3 with 5. And I really thought it was going to be 4 because, I mean, it was such a huge game. Far Cry 5 comes out this month. Why not start the month with that kind of advertisement?
Yeah, start it and end it with Far Cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I really thought it was going to be Far Cry. And a little part of me wondered so much of like what he actually wanted, like what this guy actually, like what kind of games this guy played. You know what I mean? Like it made me wonder, like, because he was like, oh, this is gonna be the best games and whatever. Like what if he was like super into Magic the Gathering?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I can't wait for this month. It's gonna be the best month ever. And like all of a sudden it's like Magic the Gathering. And not to say that Magic the Gathering is not a fun game to play, but for it to be something like specific like that, like a specific genre, like not like as broad as these two games are, I just thought I would have lost it if it was just like if his prediction told more about him than anything else.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I think he did a pretty good job in hyping it up.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like that was pretty, I mean, you know, pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know if people haven't heard already. It's what, Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank, right?
Yep. From Software's Bloodborne, which PlayStation exclusive game.
Yep. And
Insomniac Games, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
And so I'm not shocked again,
right,
that it was an exclusive, but. You know, that one I would not have thought because it came out in 2015. And so, I mean, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong, I love Bloodborne. I'm just upset because I already have it.
Right.
However, we're also getting... I mean,
how long has it been?
Exactly. We're also getting PlayStation 3 titles, Legend of K and Mighty Number 9, 2 Vita games, Claire, and Bombing Busters. And so cross-buy for Mighty Number 9 and Claire and Bombing Busters means you also will get them on PS4. So you actually get 5 games this month.
Wow, that's nuts.
And so in that way, it is one of the best months in a long time. And don't get me wrong, Ratchet and Clank and Bloodborne are amazing. If you haven't played those, you owe it to yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we platinum Ratchet and Clank, right?
You did. I'll be honest, I bought it. I say you owe it to yourself, but I never played it. It got in our backlog. It's still sitting there with the wrapper on.
It was really good. I mean, I really do enjoy the Ratchet and Clank games. I mean, I think the humor in them is fun, and I think that they're like kid-ish, but you know, the humor is, you know, highbrow enough that, you know, it makes it fun for, you know, a gamer of my age.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that would just go over the heads of the little kids. I think it's done well.
Yeah, and you know, it's a game I'm excited to play. So maybe I'll just give away my copy or something. I don't know, but
right.
Maybe I'll give it away to a listener. Yeah, that doesn't have PS Plus. But anyway, the other thing, the other half of this announcement that I thought was just as interesting and maybe worth talking about a little bit is they're going to stop offering PS3 and Vita games in March of 2019, which means that you'll get 2 PlayStation 4 games a month, and that'll be it. However, I truly do believe they'll probably throw in a PSVR game every month as well by then.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I wouldn't be surprised because
plus
they had that huge sale just now, and a lot of those games for VR were like $2 to $5. I actually bought 3 of them because I thought if I get a VR headset soon...
might as well get them at the cheap price.
Exactly, because they all went back up to like $20 this week.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that would make sense for sure. I mean, that's their new thing, so why wouldn't they promote it in that sense too? But also, I mean, maybe they maybe in addition to that, since they're not supporting the other things, maybe they bump it up to 3.
Well, yeah, I thought so. I thought the same thing as you. And then I just saw a story on Polygon not too long ago, a couple hours ago, that said they reached out to Sony for clarification, and Sony said it will be just 2 a month.
Oh, okay.
And so but they didn't say they said nothing about PSVR games. They just said 2 PS4 games a month. I think by then, you're talking about over 150 games coming to PSVR this year. I guarantee they can get 12 of those next year.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't.
They've already done that a couple times. They've done Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. They've done Star Blood Arena. They've done the rigs. And I purchased all of those because I don't have a headset yet, but they're free. And Rush of Blood goes back up to between $20 and $30 every time.
Yeah.
So why not? I don't have to download them yet. But I'm a little sad about the Vita news. I use mine every day pretty much, even if it's for 5-10 minutes when I'm laying in bed.
But you still got a whole other year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is too, truthfully, I have a backlog on Vita of games I'd like to finish. And even then, I think eventually I've noticed that my battery life is finally starting to go a little bit.
Right.
And so probably by next year, I probably will have to bury it and say a little, eulogy for it.
Have a little funeral in the backyard.
But I do think
small hole.
I do think that they'll be smart to let go of PS3, let it die, let the Vita die. It's fine, I get it. You can move forward with PS4 like you've been doing, and like I said, push the VR. They're pushing VR so badly with this $199 deal till March. I think it's till March 3rd. I think I might pick one up.
Yeah,
because I've got I've got a lot of gift cards from GameStop. Although I don't care for GameStop, I got a lot of gift cards from them, and it would make that a super cheap deal for me. And actually, I think we're probably going to have a small segment where we talk about PSVR because I'm going to be playing around with it a little bit this week, possibly tomorrow. So. But we'll see. We'll talk about that in the future. Talk about that next week, perhaps.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about the PS Plus games or PS Plus, the direction they're moving? I think it's a good move. I think truthfully, too, they're probably doing this because they know that they're going to get another year or two out of PS4, and then they're going to announce PS5. And so it's about time to let go of the older machinery.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking is what does that say about what they're thinking for the future and where they want to be by March of next year. Will PlayStation 5 be announced by then?
Right.
So, of course it makes sense for it to be gone, right?
Yeah.
For 2 generations away to be gone, why would they keep it?
Exactly.
So it's almost kind of like a precursor of like, oh, maybe they are moving forward with the next gen systems.
Yeah. And so we'll see. I'm excited though, because hopefully that means better quality PS4 games too. And they honestly, the Vita and the 3 games, they're kind of digging in the bottom of the barrel too. You can only give away so much crap.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Anything else on that?
No, nothing like that. Just what do you think about like hype versus reality? I think prediction versus reality.
Oh, okay, you mean, yeah. So I was super pumped. And like I said, I threw out those bold predictions and those safe predictions. Sure. I think that would have really blown people's mind. However, I went on the PS blog today where they announced it.
Yeah.
And I saw the comments below. And a ton of people who either already have those games or who never got around to them were super excited. So I think as a whole, this was a home run for Sony this month. Now, to me, I'd rather have other games that I haven't played yet that are a little bit newer. However, because I hadn't played Ratchet & Clank, if I'd never bought it, I would have been super pumped about that too.
Sure.
And same with Bloodborne. I would have been super stoked about this month. And so I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's a great way, because don't forget too that From Software teased a game that a lot of people think might be Bloodborne 2. that had that very brief trailer at E3 last year.
Oh, really?
Or PSX last year. Maybe it was PSX. Yeah, remember that one with the bone? And it didn't really say much, and it just said coming soon from software. And a lot of people speculate it might be another Bloodborne. And so you do that this month, and then maybe at the end of the month, they drop another trailer hinting, or that something big is coming to E3 for Sony with From Software. And all of a sudden now, Bloodborne made perfect sense.
Right, exactly.
And so I think this actually...
You get that hype train rolling.
Yeah, I think this actually might be a precursor to hinting at a Bloodborne 2. Even though they said they weren't going to do that, I think that's a perfect reason to partner up with Sony, with From Software, and announce this, because you want to draw people in if there's a Bloodborne 2 in development.
Oh, definitely.
Sony's not dumb. They're playing their cards right, and we can't read all the tea leaves yet, but it's coming.
Yeah. I think like this day and age with like things being leaked so frequently and just try to stay ahead of that kind of rumor mill and that kind of stuff is I don't know, makes business sense to me.
Yeah, totally. It is time for this day in gaming history. History. So, this day in gaming history, I pulled this up. I started to check it out today. I'm not going to say that there's anything terribly interesting, but I do find some stuff kind of cool, considering what's so big this year. Last year, 2017, Dragon Ball Xenoverse was released. The Super Pack 2, the Goku and Teo Pepe stick, and whatever that means. And so it's just interesting because that was all released last year, and you just didn't hear much about that. Horizon Zero Dawn, a year old.
Oh.
That was actually released today, February 28th.
Wow.
And so 1 year ago, we started playing with Aloy, and I thought that was rather appropriate because last night we were working on getting her gear from Monster Hunter, right?
Well, I guess that makes sense as to that's why they did it, right?
That and the huge love for that game. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, obviously huge love for that game, but I mean, it makes sense with like why it wouldn't have been just right after the same week as the cat, right?
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, that's a nice nod, right? I didn't think about till today.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what was confusing about me. I was like, why wouldn't they just have the event right after the other one? Like one right after. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense to give time for people to level up a little bit, but I mean, it makes more sense that it's because of the anniversary.
Right. The other thing that I'm starting to notice about some of this day in gaming history lists is, especially in the last few years, is you get a lot of DLC and packs that have been released, right? And so that I find kind of interesting too. Like this one I don't even recognize, Assassin's Creed Revelations, The Lost Archive.
What?
I don't know, that was 2012.
3?
Yep. And so I didn't even recognize that. I think it was an add-on though, a DLC
add-on. It had to have been, yeah.
But I think that's just interesting because you get like DLC release anniversaries when we start looking at some of this.
Well, yeah, it makes sense because I mean, who's releasing other than Horizon Zero Dawn? Who's releasing games now? I mean, this isn't really the time to do it per se.
True. Although spring's starting to get more crowded than it used to be, right? And February's even get more crowded than it used to be. Then we have in 2011, Bit Trip Runner was released on Steam worldwide. I don't know if you ever played that, but that was a great game. I didn't play through the whole thing. Then you got other things like, Bejeweled.
Heyo. Bejeweled.
Everybody cares about Bejeweled.
iOS maybe, right?
Yeah. Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Greatest Hits release was released today.
It's not bad.
FIFA Street 2. I don't know if you remember FIFA Street. I do.
I do, yeah.
Right? We're talking about 2006 here. Also God of War Greatest Hits release. PlayStation. Yeah. And it's so funny. They don't do the greatest hits anymore, do they? But that was it was basically the game. It was just, it said that at the top of the box.
Well, it was more than... I thought the greatest... Oh, I don't know. Maybe...
I think so. I think Greatest Hits just was
I'm thinking of like the collections. But you're right. I think the Greatest Hits was like, we sold so many of these, we're gonna
re-release it,
put a red sticker on it.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. And so it's kind of funny those have release dates. I didn't realize that. But God of War, Devil May Cry 3.
Like the equivalent of what, Game of the Year edition, basically.
Which we haven't seen that the past couple of years really either.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting. Maybe that's a topic for another week. What happened to those editions,
Yeah.
Let's see if we can jump back a little bit further in time here. Let's jump back into the 90s and see if there's anything good.
Ooh, the 90s.
90s. Those were the... here we go. Sega Saturn version released in Japan of Space Jam. Right, 1997. Yes. Whoa, 1996 had nothing released on this date.
Wow.
That's kind of cool. And then if we jump all the way back to the beginning, not back to the beginning, but we jump all the way back to the bottom here. 1991, Mahjong Clinic, the PC-88 version was released in Japan.
Nice.
World Circuit Series, Game Boy version released in Japan. Wrestle Angels, PC-98 version released in Japan.
There's nothing like wrestling some angels, you know what I mean?
Pink Socks 7 was PC-98 in Japan.
It's sad that there's an odd number of those in a lonely sock somewhere.
Yeah. Contra 3 Alien Wars, an SNES version released in Japan on this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Stupid trivia you'll never use. That concludes this day in gaming history. It's time to talk about See You Soon. This is a list of the upcoming games released this week based on the PS blog. Guess what? That means we read it for you. Yep. If you're too lazy, we're going to read it for you. You're welcome.
So you don't have to worry about reading.
That's right.
You just have to worry about listening.
I teach English. I know nobody reads anymore.
Exactly.
So let's talk about... Boo.
You'll be obsolete soon.
Yeah. Anyway. Why do you think I started a podcast?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the drop, the PS games, right? Good old Ryan Clements over there releasing this info. This game really has me intrigued, and it is Moss. And so we're going to talk...
for me?
MOSS. It is a VR game.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that shortly. Let's start with some of the other ones, though.
Sure.
Blasters of the Universe, released on PS VR Digital. It is an intense first-person bullet hell gameplay that requires you to duck, dodge, and maneuver through tons of enemies and hundreds of bullets. So it's described as VR bullet hell. That might be cool.
Nothing like a virtual reality death.
Yeah. Bridge Constructor Portal, PS4 Digital. This is out March 1st. Enter the Aperture Science Enrichment Center and experience Bridge Constructor. I don't know if you've ever played that game, but it mixes Bridge Constructor and Portal. The unique merging of the classic Portal and Bridge Constructor games.
So you build bridges and then you put holes in them?
Pretty much. Actually, I think you make holes first and then you build bridges through them.
Okay. I guess that makes more sense.
I loved Portal. I don't know. Bridge Constructor? I don't know. We'll see.
I never played Portal, actually.
Oh, so good. I think I can't remember if it was Portal or Portal 2 back in the day. And it was really good. Great puzzle game. Bulb Boy is out PS4 Digital, out March 1st. He looks like a little green blob. One gloomy night, Bulb Boy wakes suddenly from a frightening nightmare to discover that evil has overshadowed the Bulb House. His family has disappeared and there are horrid monsters lurking in the shadows. Gather the courage and use his glass head to save everything he loves. Oh, he's actually really disturbing looking.
Sweet.
So, another good one. This next one is a medieval first-person hack-and-slash dungeon crawler with roguelike elements. Explore large, randomly generated dungeons. It is PS4 Digital. It's called Crypt of the Serpent King.
That's cool.
Maybe. Couple more here. I might make you take a shot at one of these here.
Name one of these.
Yeah. Let's get through a couple more. The Blob 2.
Ooh, yeah.
PS4 Digital Retail. And The Blob 2, Comrade Black and the Inkies are back with a whole new plot to rid the world of color. With all new help from Papa Blanc and his followers, Blancs. Blob and his friends will have their work cut out for them, bringing color back to the citizens of Prisma City. Don't Knock Twice is PSVR retail as well. Exploring an empty home in a neighborhood where legend says a demonic witch inhabits, they knock twice on the door and leave. I'm telling you, this PSVR games get gypped. They didn't even finish that sentence. There's an ellipses there. Like, that's
and leave, like the writer left the keyboard.
Yeah. They're getting
the description is AFK.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to have you guess one of these coming up. Gravel is out on PS4 digital and retail. A dangerously fun game with arcade-style gameplay that delivers a thrilling rush experience. Destroy obstacles, take shortcuts, and forget any rules until the end to win.
Sweet.
Sure. This one I swear I read to you weeks ago, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. It's called Heroin Anthem 0 Episode 1, and it's on PS4 digital.
Yeah, because didn't we make fun of it because of the lengthy title?
I thought we did. I'm going to have to go back and check that out. So the description is, with an emotionally resonating soundtrack and beautiful visual art style, Heroin Anthem 0 is the first episode in an epic fantasy adventure game from Wind Thunder Studio. Just two or three more here.
Hex Tunnel. That's a PS4?
PS4 digital.
Or PSN?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hex Tunnel, PSVR digital. Enter another dimension and master the elements to become a supreme being.
That's it?
That's it. It's a PSVR title. What do you want? It has one sentence.
Oh, what's going on?
Why? Why do they gyp them so badly? Okay, three more. Yeah. Oh, four more. I'm sorry. Five more. Wow, good Lord. They've added a lot more since I looked at this yesterday. Holy smokes. All right. So we're going to work on some of these. Timothy vs. the Aliens is out PS4 digital. Timothy vs. the Alien is an open-world platformer and adventure game where a gangster will defend his city from an invasion of aliens. Shiny, a robot adventure, PS4 digital retail. Robots have a heart. Left to defend for himself after mankind abandoned the doomed planet Aurora, Robot Kramer 227 must find a way to harvest energy and rescue his robotic friends before Aurora crashes into the sun.
So it's like WALL-E?
Yeah, pretty much. The art cover for this next one is amazing. It's called Siam, Speedrunners from Hell. PS4 digital out March 1st. Siam, Speedrunners from Hell is the world's only competitive heavy metal first-person platformer.
What?
Slice every last millisecond as you race and blast your way through deadly arenas. Teleport, jump, fly, bounce, and drop in 100 merciless and fast-paced maps for the ultimate prize, your soul. And
Wasn't there... Go ahead.
Oh, it looks like a guy standing on a kegger with a ripped t-shirt, ripped jeans, a trucker hat, and a huge handlebar mustache.
Wasn't there another like heavy metal platformer though?
Oh, there might have been. I didn't know that was a genre.
Well, no, but like there was like, oh god, what was it called? I swear, like he kind of looks like Jack. Like the main character kind of looks like Jack Black. And he's like rock. He has like this like guitar, and that's what you use to like beat people with, and you get sent to hell or something like that.
I'll have to look that up.
Oh, gosh, it's going to bug me.
Riftstar Raiders, PS4 digital. The spiral arm has plunged into chaos. Hordes of War Swarm, a hive mind of alien AI, have waged war on humanity, and it's fallen to the poster boy for the Federation's most wanted to save the galaxy and turn a profit. Perfect Angle, PS4 digital, out today, 2/28. Challenge your mind with puzzles that are based on optical illusions. Find the perfect angle by rotating the camera until the order is restored. And discover a trophy that is full of mystery. Oh, I'm sorry, a story, not a trophy. Discover a story that is full of mystery.
I was right.
Of course you were.
And I got it right on the first guess when I put it into Google. Brutal Legend.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Okay.
Action-adventure video game with real-time strategy game elements. Created by Double Fine Productions. Published by EA.
Yeah, okay, I remember
PS3.
that now.
Yeah.
Mulaka, PS4 digital. Dive into northern Mexico's breathtaking landscapes with Mulaka, a 3D action adventure game based on the rich indigenous culture of the Tarahumara. That actually looks really cool. I saw a trailer for that. That looks kind of cool. That would be my pick this week if it wasn't for one of these next couple. So Jedamaro, Hero of the Universe, is out PS4 digital. Play as Jedamaro, a giant, indestructible, and incredibly clumsy robot determined to save the human race. Explore a procedurally generated universe by flying through space and landing on planets while trying not to destroy everything in your path. Last two. This one I think is so important. I'm going to make you guess the name.
Oh, yeah.
It's on PS4 digital. It's 2 words.
2 words.
So Blank Blank is an FPS set in Egypt with roguelite elements, frantic gameplay, twitch controls, and an arcade-style feel meet randomly generated dungeons, a complete skill tree, permanent death, and 9 classes with different traits.
What?
It's a first-person shooter set in Egypt with rogue-light elements, frantic gameplay, twitch controls, arcade-style feel, random generated dungeons, complete skill tree, permanent death, and 9 classes with different traits. What is your game called?
Kill Tut.
That is good. I'll give you 2 more guesses.
Kill Tut. Let me see what else. How about Pyramid Plunder?
Pyramid Plunder. That's a good one.
And then let's go with Shooting Sphinx.
That sounds kind of dirty.
Well, now that you say that, yeah, maybe, but...
Are you sitting down for this one?
I am.
So, it is called Immortal Redneck.
What? Immortal Redneck?
That's right.
Boo. Why?
First-person shooter set in Egypt. Immortal Redneck. It looks like It looks like a mummy dressed in a flannel long sleeve shirt with overalls on and a trucker hat.
Dumb.
I know. That's why I had to make you guess that one because there's just no way.
What?
Who comes up with that?
I don't know. I mean, so many other opportunities for good wordplay.
Yeah, or for it to make sense based on the setting of Egypt.
Exactly.
All right,
they didn't have rednecks back then.
I know. He's immortal too. Go figure.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes against the whole idea of permanent death. I don't understand that.
Right. So even the title contradicts the gameplay.
That's right. Okay, so the last one is the one I'm excited about, and the reason I may get a VR headset. It's called Moss, M-O-S-S. It's out PSVR digital. It's a single-player action-adventure puzzle game and a new IP from Polyarc tailor-made for VR. It takes the classic components of a great game, such as compelling characters, gripping combat, and captivating world exploration, and combines them with the exciting opportunities of virtual reality. And I've heard super positive things about this. You are a little tiny mouse wandering through the forest, and I don't know what the point is, but it's a puzzle game, action adventure. It just sounds amazing. So, I'm excited to check that one out somehow, some way. It is on my to-do list. All right, Matt, that wraps up the PS blog. And so that wraps up See You Soon by Consequence.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon. All right.
Except Immortal Redneck. Gross.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's go ahead, and I apologize. I'm a little bit of a slacker this week.
How dare you?
Normally, I have a game all picked out for Matt, and I'm like, oh yeah, PSN trophies, let's look at them. I'm going to take a quick look here. I actually think the one that caught my eye from the drop this week that we should look at, because I bet the trophies are going to be amazing, is Timothy versus the Aliens. And I think we should also look at Immortal Redneck.
Well, of course. We got to look at Immortal Redneck now that we have a name like that.
So here's the deal with Timothy versus the Aliens.
Okay.
There are trophies such as I should have paid attention. Get to leave Timothy's building upon the alien arrival. Another one's called, but why are you running? Catch the grandfather's thug to get the key to his building. If the sea were ale, Timothy would go out to sail. Find the dynamite in the port area.
What?
Yeah. But why are you hiding? Catch the grandfather's thug to get the key of the cemetery.
I always think that these are just developer inside jokes.
Oh, totally.
When they're just like this absurd, you're just like, the developer's like, remember that? Remember that, Jim? Oh, gosh. That was a good day.
Yeah. And so there's that one has some fun ones. Drive carefully. The city is yours. I'd better leave soon. Jumping the queue. Armed to the teeth. Happiness is a hot dog. A full hot dog, please. So some good ones there, right?
Yeah.
Let's look real quick at what I say, Immortal Redneck, huh?
Immortal Redneck, yeah. I'm going to guess these.
Okay.
You tell me what. Let's do a little bit of both. You tell me what the trophy is, I'll tell you what you got to do, and then vice versa.
I really hope, though, I hope they're good. What if they're like total crap? What if they're like, what? Oh, just collect, 5 things, and it's like collect 5 things.
5 flannel shirts.
Yeah. There we go. Immortal Redneck. So here's the good news. It has a platinum.
Oh. Maybe you will play it.
Ugh. Yeah, so here's the problem. Somewhere like Pharaoh, defeat Pharaoh. Maddie, defeat Maddie. Phaeum, defeat Phaeum. Let's see if there's any good ones. Neith, obtain Neith's favor. Thoth, obtain Thoth's favor. Hathor, obtain Hathor's favor.
What?
Man, you got this killer title, and you can't.
If you're gonna come up with a game and name it Immortal Redneck, you gotta come up with some trophies that match that.
Oh, I agree.
Come on.
I agree. So there are 1 or 2 that's okay. I'll give you the name of the trophy. You tell me this. Or you know what? I'll give you the description, and you tell me the name of the trophy here for this one.
All right.
Nice try, but sorry, you're trapped here.
Ooh, rocking the hard place.
That would be a good one. No, it's called No Way Out.
No Way Out. Well,
here's this one. Defeat the Pharaoh in under 15 minutes from when you enter the pyramid. It's actually a cliche phrase.
Oh, wow.
If that helps.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Oh, that would be a good one, too. I like that, actually. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Come on. Who developed this again?
Developer? Crema Games.
Come on, Crema. Get it together.
I know, you're breaking our hearts. Timothy vs. the Alien had way better trophies.
Right?
How about Bald Boy? Let's look at Bald Boy real quick. No, see? Nothing fun. I mean, I do love that there's an enemy that's a bunny you have to fight and kill Snotty. The trophy's called Snotty Bunny Defeated, but, that's unfortunately the extent of it. So, well, that's a disappointing week. You know what? Real quick, let's look at Moss, because it does have 1 trophy, or I'm sorry, 32 trophies, 1 platinum, 6 gold, 8 silver, and 17 bronze. Let's just look real quick at that, because I'm curious about that one.
Yeah.
Nothing too fun. I do appreciate some of them, like Hedge Knight, The Abandoned City, but nothing fun. But
what's Hedge Knight? You gotta cut the hedges?
Yeah, actually, use Quill's sword to cut down a lot of grass. Here's the problem. What's a lot?
Nailed it. Good.
What's a lot? Cut down a lot of grass. How much is a lot?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Or like thorn in our side.
Your arm's going to be very tired because it's VR, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be hacking and slashing. Just make sure your wife's out of the room when you're playing that.
No kidding. There's no one called Thorn in Our Side. I imagine you can guess what that is. Similar idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Guide Quill to destroy multiple thorn patches.
Oh my gosh, multiple.
Ghostface Crusher. Use your power as a reader to break many objects.
What? What's with these vague... oh my God. What's with these vague amounts?
I don't know. What? That's a little upsetting because, how are we supposed to know how much?
Well, I guess when you finally drop whatever you drop for your VR, we'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well. All right. That's going to wrap up what will Matt do for this trophy. Unfortunately, I
not
apologize.
much this week.
That was disappointing. So we're going to wrap it up with the final segment that I always like to wrap it up with, and this is a community shout out. I came across this gentleman today, and so I want to shout out to him because he actually, speaking of VR, this is perfect. He does a lot of VR videos. And he narrates along with them so that, I watched one with him in Skyrim, and he had some glitchy issues. And so he was kind of just cracking jokes and working his way through it. And I really enjoyed it. And so I don't get to do these often, but again, the more stuff you send in to us, if you are also a creator of some sort of content or something you want us to share and you're part of the community and you listen to us every week, even if it's just something you do on the side for fun, a hobby, send it to us. We are one at UR2 Gmail. I'm sorry, we are one UR2. Yeah, at gmail.com. And so us small guys need to stick together. So this is our UR2 community shout out for the week. And this is Sofa of Adam. How awesome of a name is that?
Nice.
And so if you go to youtube.com/sofa of Adam, and I'll put it in the YouTube link when I post this, I'll put it in the SoundCloud link when I can. I'll put it in wherever I can, description wise. His Twitter is also Sofa of Adam. He's a great little YouTube channel. He also has a podcast that I have yet to check out, but I told him I'm going to, and I will. But if it's anything like his VR stuff, you guys will be highly entertained. He just hit 300 followers on YouTube, so go over there and give him a few more. But if you
What's
have a
funny to me is because the link is like squished together, there's no spaces. In my mind, it was Sofa Ofa Dam.
I know. Well,
That's how I read it. Sofa Ofa Dam.
It does look like
which
Sofa
is just
Ofa
as
Dam.
funny. Which is just as clever.
Well, that's why I had to change the font on our logo, because it looked like we're one, you're two.
Yeah.
Right? Which is still ties in nicely. We are one, you are two. But
right.
If you're not a PS fan, you might miss that. And so, but yeah, when you watch his videos, it pops up Sofa of Adam, and so that was why, I recognized that. But it does look like Sofa Ofa Dam, and I'm sure he doesn't mind us saying that. But
yeah.
Go check him out on Twitter. Go follow him on Twitter. Go check him out on YouTube. Same thing. I'll post those links below. So again, if you have a talent or labor love you'd like to do, send it to us and we'll highlight it. We need your Twitter, your YouTube link, your website, anything where you self-promote, and I'll promote you for you. All right, Matt. You got anything else this week?
That's it, man.
All right. Well, it's been fun. We thank you for stopping by. If you like this, if you want to check us out on iTunes or other places, please do so. We're on all podcasting services. We're on YouTube. Find me on Twitter at WeAreOneUR2. I'll tweet out stuff and comments, and you can be part of this show every week. If you really like us, we do have a Patreon. We're looking for support there. We really want to do fancy Let's Plays. We're going to do another Let's Play this week, but we want to do some more. I'll be back next week talking a little bit more about VR, I'm sure, as well, and whatever other big things come up. So until next time, game on.
Game on. This is this week's outro music. Outro music for this week. This is this week's outro music. Outro music for this week.
All right. I should have had a little soda bottle to twist open at the end there.
Yeah.